Hey there! Hopefully you don't hear that I'm still sick, but if I sound weird, that's because of it. I learned from the first video and less base from now on cause they are not that interesting. And with that in mind, Essence's Glassy Ice is the first nail polish I wore in August. The minis came out this year with 3 jellies, 2 packed glitters, 1 glitter topper, 1 magnetic, 1 glow in the dark and 1 pearly polish, which is Glassy Ice, a pretty frosty pink. Now, just my opinion, but the jelly colors are pink, orange and yellow. And the orange and yellow gives you stained nail look, so I'm not sure why they thought we need those. The glow in the dark is nice, however both Catrice and Essence had this type of topper and not long ago, so it gives me filler polish vibe. The glitter topper called Birthday Fun because you have different shapes in it. The other 2 glitters totally got me because you have full coverage in 2 coats. Check it on the right side. And as somebody who loves glitters, I admire the polishes. You don't have to sponge on the glitter. And the magnetic was also a surprise, a really pretty one. Let me show you on the right side. And after I tried one of the bold magnetics from Catrice, I have to say Essence's mini beats that to me. My only complaint is the caps. I hate them. I even dropped this one. No serious damage, but still, Essence should give up on these stupid bars because it is super hard to open the polish if you had some leftover on the bottle's neck. And by the way, on my ring finger, that's Rockstar Pink from Hansen. Now, I'm going to include what I used for my base because this is the first time Fairy Tailor appears here. This is a peachy pink polish, which is okay in 1 coat. 2 coats are a bit too much if you have ridges, but luckily that 1 coat is enough with this formula. Fairy Tailor comes from the Gel Couture line, which got renamed to Gel by Essie, which is pretty stupid because this is not a gel polish. But brands really don't give a damn when it comes to the customers, right? Anyway, I'm calling it the Couture line because it makes more sense to me. And to be fair, I love the formula and I love the design, but BS is BS and this gel trend annoys me since day one. Not to mention the people who are super confused by it because they don't buy lots of nail polishes, maybe like 3, 4, 5 bottles in a year. By summer, I came across with 2 ladies in the drugstores questioning if they need lamp to these polishes. So no, it is not common knowledge that gel polishes are in opaque bottles and the rest called gel just a marketing thing. Anyway, HoLOs are always cool. The HoLO collection came out in 2023 with 5 polishes, however 2 of them are grey, so you only got 4 colors. I picked the pink called Holo Moly and the muted purple called HoLOL, maybe? For this many, I love the colors, but the purple could have been more purpley, especially with 2 greys in the collection, but at least with the Harlequin collection, we got a icy blue as well, and another pink. Or maybe that's red. Anyway, HoLOs are fun and much easier to remove than glitters. Also, my experience with Essence's HoLOs is that they tend to get thicker faster than regular polishes, so that reminds me of packed glitters, which means sometimes you can go away with just 1 coat. And look at them in the sunlight. Beautiful rainbow shift. The next nail polish called Purple Skies was part of a summer collection in 2024. We are talking about 3 polishes, a purple, a blue, and a sunset vibe orange. The last one I don't have because I have similar non-pearly polishes, and also without swatches, I was worried that it will look like the stained nails mani, which I don't really like. So I have the purple with a blue shift and the blue with a purple shift. I like them, but they look pretty similar, which is okay because I'm not a huge pearlescent fan, so I don't have many of these polishes. Also, I'm not sure if they are meant to be scented polishes or the formula itself creating it, but they have a different nail polish scent/smell. than what I'm used to, and I'm saying that in a good way because it's something muted, kind of sweetish scent, but as far as I know, the trio not meant to be a scented nail polish, so maybe it's a just happened. And for the next many, I had to bring out the neons. Sadly, the neon goo got lost for the pinks, and I don't know why, but my favorite neon is the yellow anyway. And I grabbed Sally Hansen's Whisk You a Merry Christmas because Let's Know was terrible, if you remember. So, Whisk You a Merry Christmas was part of the holiday collection in 2023, and I really like the way the small blue glitter showing through the neons. And this white works for me on its own as well, but I have to mention it's a top coat needed type of polish, which is alright. Most people use top coats anyway. I'm just sad because with a top coat on, the small silver shimmer almost disappears and I really like them. But without a top coat, it can only last for 2 days without chipping, so I have a backup of this polish and I do this many when I know I can change it after 2 days. As for the neons, the brand called HoLOL Loves Me, and this is Rossmann's own brand, so you can only buy it there. The polishes are pretty, but the brushes are terrible. So if you don't like to gamble, Essence is a better option. That said, I'm happy for the neons because usually you can find neons in the drugstores. And I also bought dozens of other polishes from the brand, but I have to say the brushes makes me run away. I like the glitter so, but I'm not really gravitating towards HoLOL Loves Me, and probably I won't keep the regular creams. And for the next many, I'm running with a glittery shimmery again. The first polish is Nail Glow for color correcting. Then Nail Gloss to tone down the yellowness even more. And for the final one, Glowy Blush, which is a sheer shimmery nail polish, and I love this, so pretty, but I have to do the work for it, otherwise the yellowness ruins it, but dang, it worth it. Sadly, it is discontinued, but both Catrice and Essence do themselves and each other quite a lot, so I don't worry too much. By the time I am done with the backup bottle, they will probably release something similar. Now for the next many, I start with Milky Rebel from a discontinued line called Stronger Nails. I think this tried to be something similar than Sally Hansen's Complete Salon Manicure line. Definitely goes to the D-stash, but I said I'm going through my polishes and this is still here. To be fair, I just forgot it exists. I don't have a lot of huge disappointments when it comes to Catrice, but this one for sure one of them. And if I'm already dealing with a problematic polish, let's do a gradient. I start with Up in the Air from Essence. This is also a questionable polish for me because I don't have any complaint against the formula and I like the shade as well, yet I don't like this on its own. And that's why I choose Natural Spring from Sally Hansen, and I sponge on a gradient, which I don't have a footage of because the focus couldn't deal with it, but here's the result. And I don't like it when the gradients are perfect straight lines, so I twist the sponge a little bit to mess it up if you wish. And then, instead of a clear top coat, I use Opal coat from Max Factor to pull everything together. This polish looks like a dreamy storm cloud in the bottle, which I love, but don't worry, no cloudiness on the nails. I don't have a footage for the next many, I just had to put something on due to chipping. And I went with Shabby Dance for the weekend, and I also tried out Essence's Sand Effect Top Coat, which will be used sometime later, so just for the sneak peek. And for the last many in the month, I felt like I need Jelly-licious from Catrice. This nail polish was part of the old regular line, but clearly a jelly. A really nice pinkish reddish jelly polish. Weirdly enough, I think this somehow had a better formula than some of the jellies I came across from the sister brand Essence. And I like the Glassy jelly collection and the pink jelly from this year as well. but this one somehow works better, God knows. Maybe just the time thing, like literally it's an older polish, so maybe a little bit more thicker. However, I like this from day one, so I don't know. It works on originals. That's enough for me. And like I said, this is the last one for this month. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one next week.